A big deadline is fast approaching when it comes to travel.
And it could affect your summer travel plans. WDRB's Joel Skipper has the real truth when it comes to getting a real ID. And for most folks out there, I hope they already have them, Joel.
Yeah, and then that deadline is coming up real quick. Let me tell you guys, May 7th will be here before you know it. It's important to be proactive before it's too late when it comes to getting your real ID. By now, most people have their real IDs, which was passed in Congress 20 years ago as a way to set new security standards. Since then, the deadline to get the ID has been delayed several times, but no more, and it will not be delayed again. If you have a military ID or a current passport, you do not need the real ID. But if you don't have either of those, these are some of the places you will need the ID for. If you're flying on an airplane, or if you're planning to visit a federal facility or a U.S. military base or a nuclear facility, don't know when you'd need that, but you will need a real ID. Children under 18 do not need one if they're flying with a companion. And there is also one reason some people need it that's often overlooked.
If you've had a name change in the past few years, whether it's by marriage or divorce or a death in the family, maybe your spouse died and you went back to your maiden name, you have to have documents proving that name change.
So if you're going to a driver's license branch to get the real ID, here is what you have to have. You need documents that prove your name, date of birth, social security, and 2 proofs of Kentucky residency, like a utility bill or a tax form. And if you're missing any one of those pieces, they're going to send you home and say, too bad, they're going to have to reschedule an appointment. And of course, with all those delays at the branches that we are seeing, that is something you definitely want to avoid.
Absolutely. So many people waiting in those long lines because they've been waiting to see if there'd be another extension, but not this time.
Be prepared.
How about the cost for a real ID?
$24 for 4 years, $48 for 8 years. You might as well do the 8 years. You have to go through it again.
Yeah, and if you're not traveling maybe till later this summer, is it okay to wait?
Yeah, if you have a trip, let's say scheduled for August, you do not need to get your ID by May 7th. However, you know there's going to be some people who arrive for Derby May 1st or 2nd, and they leave on the 7th or 8th. They can come in, but they're not going to be able to head back home.
All right, good advice for everybody. Get to it before it's too late. Thanks, Joel.